Welcome back to Croy. Jason Granger here with you. Oilers enjoying a 54-25 lead over Trevecca Nazarene. And right now it's our pleasure to be joined by John Steffen, 1966 graduate of Findlay College. And, John, you're enjoying a good one here.
Yeah, I just hope this new league we get into this isn't indicative of what we're going to see, because I love the Great Lakes League. When these guys came to town, it was game on. But give it time. I don't want to be too critical until I see the rest of the teams.
Yeah, well, we'll certainly have to see how that goes. But you look at it, moving to the new conference, we at least get to play Cedarville regularly. But let's talk about back when you played in the 60s, a 66 graduated, playing for Coach Hottishell, and things have changed a little bit.
I was sitting here just lamenting a little. We got 3 coaches in this gym since 1955, and that's a tradition that is just really unmatched in Ohio sports, let alone NCAA. But we used to drive our own cars to the games. I mean, the coach would say, "Who's got gas in their car?" I mean, I'm serious. And he'd give us $5 at the end of the game. We could get a sandwich from someplace. But we never had to travel that far. We always played Cedarville, but Bluffton, Defiance, and Ohio Northern, we played those guys twice a year. We never went more than a half an hour from our back door. We always played Ashland, Ohio Dominican. But, these kids, they got to take their books with them, because even in this new league, they're going to be traveling 5-6 hours. And, when you and I drive to Toledo, it wears us out.
Right.
And let alone having those kids work out and practice. I admire them. That's a big step for any athlete.
Well, you brought up something I talk about all the time, is the coaches of the University, Don Reniger, and then you go to Jim Hottishell, Ron Niekamp, and now Charlie. When you think about 4 coaches over, it's got to be close to 100 years. And it's pretty unbelievable how it's been handed down from man to man, and the tradition has remained.
Yeah. But what's really cool too is we played our games at the high school when I was here, and I think in '68 they built Croy, and at Findlay High School we packed that gym, and the fans of Findlay have always been really, really supportive, and they're good basketball fans. You don't hear a lot of wry comments from the crowd. They come to watch good basketball, and they've been treated to some really good coaching. And we're blessed in this conference. We have some really good coaches. And, that produces some pretty good teams. You look at our playoff records over the years, and because we have good coaches, we get good players, and we also get some good wins in the tournament at the end of the season.
We'll talk about your time here back in the mid-'60s, some of the teammates you played with. I'm trying to remember, we had the Carter twins here on the air, one of our first games. Was that your area as well?
Yeah. I came here in '62, and I played against Jim and Jerry, and I call them Jim and Jerry because they were like brothers to me. And they played for Delphus, and we always played Delphus, and we had some really good games. And then when they came, it was a whole new ball game. We scored 100 points or more 6 times, and we was only getting 2 every time we put it up from outside that whatever that circle was. And we was in the 90s, I think, 14 times. And the game has changed so much because of defense. Now, just like Sullivan, if I was guarding Sullivan tonight, I wouldn't let him get the ball.
Right.
They're letting him get the ball and let him shoot. He can't score if he doesn't have the ball. So the game has changed, not so much offensively, but the defense has just really made it difficult.
Yeah, defense and scouting. And, of course, you bring up defense. That's something that the Oilers have really prided themselves on. Really, just probably, you guys played up and down when you were there too, but I think defense was always a focus when it was Findlay College, when Coach Hottishell was there and Ron took over. Now with Charlie maybe more so than ever.
Yeah. It's nice to see Charlie evolve. We've just been blessed with such good coaches, and he sat and watched and paid attention, and he had one of the best mentors in Ohio. That Ron Niekamp is a giant of a coach.
Yeah, we've had a lot of great coaches, and you spent a lot of time here as a student. You worked here in alumni relations for a number of years, and talk a little bit about what you're doing right now, because I got to be honest with you, John, we talked quite a bit when we were both working here. I kind of lost touch with you for a while. What you been up to?
Well, I got too many grandkids, so I started a tent, table, and chair business a couple of years ago, and I thought it would be a good deal, for the kids to have a summer job, and that ain't working out so good. My tent business is growing faster than my grandkids are, so
not able to keep up with all those chairs. But the Steffens seem to be doing really well in Findlay. I know your son is doing great with his gym there, and you see him all over the place. Very active in the community.
Well, you look at our stands here. I see 20, 30 guys that have played here over the years, and we made the decision as high schoolers to come to a town, to come to a coach, more so than come to a school. But when we arrived, we realized what a really neat town Findlay is and how many opportunities it offered versus maybe an Ashland or a Defiance or a Bluffton. We're blessed with major corporations, Fortune 500 companies, and it has really made a difference. And I see these guys doing well in the community. I mean, we had good coaches and we had good teachers here at Findlay, so it's been a really win-win for the whole community.
Well, you mentioned we talked a little bit about how the game has changed. Maybe talk a little bit about how the college has changed. You've been around a long time to see it change, but I think the one thing that makes University of Findlay special is those relationships. It seems like the people are always so good at Findlay, and that certainly hasn't changed, even though the college maybe got a little bigger, buildings have gone up, but that's been the one constant.
When I came to campus here, there was probably about 600 students, and it was big to me because I came from a school that it was 20 in my high school graduating class, so this was a big deal. But the college has evolved, but I see these kids being mentored by professors on campus, off campus, and it's just really been a treat to see how special the university has treated their student athletes and more so their students.
Well, John, I really appreciate you joining us. We got to take a break and then get to the second half, but certainly you got to like what you see from the Oilers here so far. They've been fun to watch.
Yeah, they all work hard, and I know a lot of these kids because some of them helped me in the summer a little, and I have to tell you about this little Ricardo Smith guy. The guys really admire him because he's the only guy that they know has been doing his own laundry since he's been 16.
That's true. That's true. Ricardo's been through a lot in his life, and it's good to see him being successful.
And we've brought him along and given him confidence, and he's going to be a fine citizen.
Certainly is. Well, John, thank you for joining us at halftime.